It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man. Lead me, Zeus, and you too, Destiny, to wherever your decrees have assigned me. The fates guide the person who accepts them and hinder the person who resists them. The only wealth which you will keep forever is the wealth you have given away. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it, that matters. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. Fate is the endless chain of causation, whereby things are, the reason or formula by which the world goes on. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. We ought to practice bravery, not just talk about it. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. It is not so much our friends' help that helps us, as the confidence of their help. A wise man does not regard himself as more if he possesses much, nor as less if he possesses little. No man can have a peaceful life who thinks too much about lengthening it. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. Hang on to your youthful enthusiasms. You'll be able to use them better when you're older. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Time is a sort of river of passing events, and strong is its current. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you will ever dig. Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it if you have to with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. Only the educated are free. If you wish to be a writer, write. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. No evil is honorable, but death is honorable. Therefore, death is not evil. Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. The mind is exercised by the varieties of knowledge it gains, and so becomes more capable of understanding what is expressed in words. To ask advice is in 9 cases out of 10 to tout for flattery. What is not beneficial to the swarm is not beneficial to the bee. If you wish to make Pythocles wealthy, don't give him more money. Rather, reduce his desires. Justice is a kind of compact, not to harm or be harmed. The universe itself is God, and the universal outpouring of its soul. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. The wise man considers himself least when he is praised most. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. The part of life we really live is small, for all the rest of existence is not life, but merely time. He who is brave is free. To be everywhere is to be nowhere. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Reject your sense of injury and the injury itself disappears. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Don't seek to have events happen as you want, but want them to happen as they do happen, and your life will go well. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Freedom is secured not by the fulfilling of one's desires, but by the removal of desire. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Better a little which is well done than a great deal imperfectly. The goal of life is living in agreement with nature. To live happily, one must occasionally show their ignorance. A philosopher's school is a hospital. You should feel discomfort, not pleasure in it, for on entering, no one is well and whole. Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart. One cannot pursue one's own highest good without at the same time necessarily promoting the good of others. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Begin each day by telling yourself, "Today I shall be meeting with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness." You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. No person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have, and to cheerfully put to good use what they do have. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. It does not matter what you bear, but how you bear it. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. If you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary. Throw me to the wolves, and I will return leading the pack. Often a very old man has no other proof of his long life than his age. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. A sword never kills anybody. It is a tool in the killer's hand. You must build up your life action by action, and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible, and no one can keep you from this. Death smiles at us all, but all a man can do is smile back. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Time is a river, a violent current of events glimpsed once and already carried past us, and another follows and is gone. No great thing is created suddenly. Any person capable of angering you becomes your master. It is not events that disturb people. It is their judgments concerning them. All concerns of men go wrong when they wish to cure evil with evil. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say. Man seems to be deficient in nothing so much as he is in time. A philosopher should converse especially with men in power. No possession is gratifying without a companion. True education is that which gives not knowledge but disposition. To live without philosophizing is in truth the same as keeping the eyes closed without attempting to open them. The greatest of empires is the empire over oneself. Endurance is the crowning quality, and patience all the passion of great hearts. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. The best way to avenge yourself is to not be like that. People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. Do not be over here complaining, not even to yourself. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. The blazing fire makes flames and brightness out of everything thrown into it. What really ruins our character is the fact that none of us looks back over his life. One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. The first step in a person's salvation is knowledge of their sin. It is not the man who has little, but he who desires more, that is poor. Our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impeding our intentions or dispositions. The universe is transformation. Life is opinion. What stands in the way becomes the way. The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. Objective judgment, now at this very moment. Unselfish action, now at this very moment. willing acceptance, now at this very moment, of all external events. That's all you need. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Men are disturbed not by the things that happen, but by their opinion of the things that happen. The reason why we have 2 ears and only 1 mouth is that we may listen the more and talk the less. Well-being is realized by small steps, but is truly no small thing. As long as I breathe, I shall continue to philosophize. The wise man should be prepared for everything that does not lie within his control. The measure of a man is the worth of the things he cares about. No one loses any other life than the one he now lives, nor does one live any other life than that which he will lose. Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. Do not act as if you had 10,000 years to throw away. Death stands at your elbow. Be good for something while you live, and it is in your power. How long will you wait before you demand the best of yourself? Is freedom anything else than the right to live as we wish? Nothing else. To accuse others for one's own misfortunes is a sign of want of education. To accuse oneself shows that one's education has begun. To accuse neither oneself nor others shows that one's education is complete. Seek not that the things which happen should happen as you wish, but wish the things which happen to be as they are, and you will have a tranquil flow of life. Nature has given men 1 tongue but 2 ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. Keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best.